Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. Check out the hockeybettingpodcast.ca. We got a number of books that have joined up with us and have incredible sign-up offers for you to play hockey with that first deposit. Get on board. Go to the hockeybettingpodcast.ca. Click the link, sign up, and have some fun with us.
You're listening to the Hockey Betting Podcast with your hosts, Brian Blessing in Las Vegas and Cam Stewart in Toronto. This is the Hockey Betting Preview for Saturday, March 6th, 2021. And now live from Las Vegas, your host of the Hockey Betting Podcast, Brian Blessing.
Well, what do we call this? Bonus coverage?
I guess. if the people would have heard, Brian, I'm having dinner with my wife, you jackass. I'm sorry, Brian. I'm sorry, man.
Can we please, yeah? Can we do the podcast update between periods of the Blues Kings game as my dinner's being thrown out? Well, I'm just busting.
No, I know, but you're right though. I'm an inconsiderate prick. I didn't mean to be, but let's just go through the boards.
I love you.
We got bonus coverage, and I got to tell you guys something. We'll try to find something on the weekend here. Are
you ready to rock and roll?
I'm Gatling gun, as you say. Let's go.
Well, good. And now I had a smile on my face, and the first game is Buffalo and the Islanders.
I know. Oh God, that's the end of the show.
Islanders are $2, 5.5. Jesus God! I mean, the five, but the total's 5 over 30. These guys have run for the bus. My God, how the Sabres can't have Greyhound on the logos on the helmet. I don't understand.
Well, the good news is, Brian, it's an afternoon game, so they might have, instead of a heart of a raisin, it might be a heart of a prune, maybe double the size. We'll see what happens here. But they play, Buffalo makes me play like I'm eating prunes. I'm on the can all the time just thinking about how, God this team is
Talk
awful.
about Gatling gun.
Yeah, you want to talk about Buffalo? Buffalo should be sponsored by Greyhound and Metamucil because they stink. And I'll tell you something. The Islanders, $2. One of these days, Buffalo's going to win a game. That's the problem. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be this one. What do you think about the total?
Well, Johansson played the other day. It's probably going to be Hutton, and he can't stop a medicine ball.
Over.
I don't know. The Islanders or the Sabres going to score. Here's the thing, real quick. Mike Carrington, he's a good friend, comes on Vegas Hockey Hotline all the time. He's the beat writer for the Buffalo News. You know, it's a hockey market. I'm out in Primrose Lane here. You know, this is lollipops and candy corn out here. You know, nothing's ever wrong with the Golden Knights. Nothing's been wrong out here forever. Could you imagine this? They open Ralph Kruger's Zoom press call today, and Mike Harrington goes, Ralph, your team's a disgrace. What are you going to do to fix it?
I love this guy even more. Well, you know what? Honestly, and they need that because it's disgusting. Like, I told you before.
Is he wrong?
No, he's not wrong. And the people of Buffalo are hardworking people. They have enough, like, you know what I mean? Like, can this town get a break? They can't. They go far. They lose to Kansas City. Nothing's working out. The Sabres are supposed to be better. Guys like Allen wearing your jersey, he's probably using it for kindling now. They're so bad. I'll tell you something, man. The Sabres, they're a disgrace to the community.
Fire sale.
Yep, sell everybody. Everybody but Ristolainen and a couple other guys.
Although, let's move on. Ristolainen was -4 the other night.
Yeah, he's still better than the other guys.
Well, but the thing is, he's basically playing with COVID, and he's better than most of them.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a joke. He had COVID. I mean, they actually shouldn't be joking about COVID. I give him a pass. Because he's coming off COVID.
Okay. So,
but it's just awful.
All right. I got something to say. Next game.
Yeah, amen. All right. Well, what are we looking at? Another
Rangers in New Jersey.
Rangers, New Jersey. What do we do here?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm coming back to New Jersey. They scored the first goal in that game. They don't come back, but this team is really starting to fade. PK Subban has a high shot. He takes out his teammate, and he's out for a while. Was it he's sure one of their best players? That's
what did he do? He's got a concussion.
Subban had a shot and it hit him like in the head, so he's going to be out for a while. I don't know. The
Rangers stomped on them, Cam.
Yeah, so
does won.
Yeah, but New Jersey comes. But this is the angle, right? Rangers look good. New Jersey comes back.
Well,
right?
It's not when if they look good. It's if you're embarrassed. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Boy, I would guess, huh? What are we looking at here? Basically, even money, right on the Devils.
I'm on them. This next game, Philadelphia-Pittsburgh, man, you can take your pick. Like, I have no idea what's going to happen in this game.
Well, the total on the game is 6, and the last The first two have gone over 5-2 and 4-3. And I'm looking here, they're in the middle of a road trip, are the Pens, so that doesn't apply. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, 6, you get a push, right?
Yeah. I guess you'd look at the goaltending, the style, the way these teams play. I still think it's kind of like a seesaw back and forth. Like Pittsburgh won the first, Crosby came back, they lost. Maybe a lean to Pittsburgh. Philadelphia, to me, they're still flaky. There's still problems with that team. And I got to give the Penguins credit. Like, they've actually been better than I thought. And it's tough, though. You're right. Like, why even screw around with the game? Let's just take the over. You're right.
All right, here we go. Panthers and the Preds. We said this the other day, if I'm not mistaken. I believe we did. First game of the 2-game set. We said high scoring. It was. Now we boomerang back into this one. Do we do the zigzag back into the under in game 2? Under 5.5. It's
hard to take an under with Florida, though, because they score a lot of goals. Like, and you saw even at the end of that game, they gave up goals. It's 5.5. No, I don't know, man.
I know we did. It worked in the St. Louis Anaheim thing.
I thought we were doing this show because on the weekend it was going to be easier. It's just as hard as it was before. This is a hard game, man. I like Florida again. Like, the problem with Nashville is this. If they get any type of goaltending, they can win a game. But Saros is horrible, and Pekka he's long in the tooth. It's just, if Florida shows up, they'll win the game. But there's nothing much to like about this game, and I don't trust an under 5.5. I'm going to have to pass on this game. Sorry.
All right. You think it's been tough so far? Here we go again.
I'm on Montreal, and you could call me an idiot. You could say I'm a moron. No, guys, and I want the fans to actually say this. Like, they've lost 3 straight games to Winnipeg, and I'm coming back to them, but I kind of use the theory where the Leafs finally beat Vancouver. It's a $1.45. If they can't find a way to win this game, I guess we just fade them forever. Montreal has to win this game. They will find a way to win this game. I will parlay them, and I will take them. Minus 145 is a little bit rich, but I'm on Montreal, Brian. They got to win this game. Desperation time.
I'll come back. I'm going to stick with the premise. It's worked. The first game of the set was a 4-3 game. I'll come back and I'll go under the total in this game. But I love it, Cam. I mean, you're more than willing to, to swing at it. And believe me, you pick these spots. But hey, Vancouver
Vancouver won the other night, but no one was laughing.
Right? We sat there, said, hey, Vancouver does this. They get home and they circle the wagons and they puke again. But they played great in the first game. But the one thing, though, let me count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got a 5-game winning streak on the Jets. I think the under is the safer play. But
I agree. I'll take Montreal and the under. I'll bet both in this game. I think Montreal tightens up and they win a 3-2 or 3-1 hockey game. Done.
All right, Toronto loses at Vancouver. Demko was spectacular in that game.
Toronto kills these guys now.
Well, you know what, though? I'm wondering, totals at 6.5. You got to come right back with Demko the way he played. Do they get the 6.5?
I don't know. The last game went under. By your theory, you'd say it would go over. Vancouver won 3-1.
I like the first game over and the second game under. Anything beyond that, it's an open door. So I'm open to anything here. But Demko was really good.
Yeah, he was. I'll tell you one thing. The Leafs are probably going to win this game. I don't really like the juice, the total. Now, you know what, Brian? We can't bet every game on the board. I think Montreal-Winnipeg's a game that we really, really like. I like New Jersey in that game, and you can't really find any reasons to bet on Buffalo. So I think the Leafs win the game, and I have no opinion of the total.
All right. The beauty of a podcast, you can do this whenever, and we threw a knuckleball at you and said, hey, look, it was unfair to do it Thursday. We didn't have enough information. Full disclosure, we are taping this Friday night. As we speak, they just went to the locker room. I'm on the over in the Minnesota-Arizona game. It's 3-0 Minnesota after 1. That's all we know to this point. So I'm hoping that game gets over the total. If it does, I would come back with the under.
I agree with that. And I think Arizona, if they get embarrassed in this game, they're probably going to come back, and it looks like they're getting 20 cents. So I'd probably take a shot with the Desert Dogs there, but Minnesota looks damn good.
Yeah, okay. So let's see what's next. Where are we going? We got Gatling.
Anaheim and Colorado.
They're just underway. Do we have a score on that one?
Yeah, Anaheim's winning right now.
Okay. How about that? What's with Colorado?
I'm going to be honest with you. Take a look at the teams that went to Lake Tahoe other than Vegas. They've all not. Boston hit a cold streak. Philadelphia's been up and down. Colorado's been horrible. The only team that it didn't affect was Vegas.
Yeah, well, and Philly got the 2-game hall pass playing the Sabres.
Against Buffalo. That doesn't even count. So here's the thing. Anaheim is giving these guys fits. I've learned one thing. If Anaheim finds a way to win this game against Colorado on Friday night, I'm going to come back hard with Colorado, but we don't have all the information in the game. If the game stays under, I'm probably going to go over. That's exactly what we're going to do with that one, Brian.
All right, Pally, listen, Tortorella got the vote of confidence.
Whatever.
They beat the Blue Jackets 3.
Barely.
I'm sorry, the Blue Jackets beat the Stars.
Yeah.
Barely 3-2. This Dallas team has a gazillion games in hand, but they're screwing up big time here. Do they come back in a big way here?
They do. I was on them the other night.
$35.
Full disclosure, I was wrong. But remember, they were down 3-0 with some bad play, and they came back and almost won that game late. They scored 2 goals. Give me the Dallas Stars in this spot. I think it's a good get-right spot, but this team has been burning money all season. I'll give them another chance, Brian. I like Dallas.
And then what do we got here? St.
Blues
Louis
and Kings.
Yeah, but I'm looking, okay, at the end of one, and this is terrifying. I can't believe this. The Blues are up 1-0, but the Husso kid's scoring. I mean, usually that means the game's 5-4. It's only 1-0 after one. So we don't know the result of the game, but what I would say to you, Cam, pretty convinced, right? They'll be coming back with Binnington.
Yeah, I agree. And if St. Louis loses to the Kings, I'll probably come back to St. Louis. Full disclosure, Brian, I'm on the Kings tonight. I thought they're a good dog. They're down 1-0. There's a lot of hockey left, but I would probably lean over in the next game. If this one goes under, I think these teams can get together and put some goals up at a 5.5. Don't love the game, though.
All right, here we go, Cam.
Boy.
We got a betting angle here. Let's go. It's the Battle of Alberta, and the first 2 battles of Alberta were 2 of the most mundane pedestrian hockey games. Why? Someone please explain to me. Calgary's coach is fired. Sutter takes over. First game with a new coach. That number's low, I think, because of that.
I'll take Edmonton. I don't care. I couldn't care less about the Calgary coach struggling. Sutter, they're bringing Sutter back. God, these guys recycle more than tree huggers. It's unbelievable. The guy's in a shack in the woods. He's getting a job again. Anyway, I'll take
that's the nature of the beast.
Yeah, it is. That's the NHL, baby. I'll take the Edmonton Oilers, who got embarrassed against the Leafs. They're going to run Calgary out of the building. Edmonton, and I kind of lean over.
Now, end of 2. The Lightning and Blackhawks are tied at 2 as we go to Sunday. By the way, don't forget, sportsinteraction.com/
Brian, you missed a game. You missed a game, buddy.
Is it a Sabres game? I did it
on
purpose.
No, it's Vegas and San Jose. It's the last game of the night.
Sorry, thank you. It is back-to-back days.
No, we've had a long week. Trust me.
Here's
literally, you want to talk about 2 guys that are beat down from everybody and which angle, and this producer and this guy and that. I mean, me and Brian, we are absolutely. I can barely see right now. But I'll tell you, S.J. Sharkey. I kind of like S.J. Sharkey in game 1. If San Jose finds a way, Vegas will kill them in the next game. But I will say this: it looks like so far, what is it? This game hasn't gone off. It's 0-0. We'll see what happens.
No, it hasn't started.
Do you have an opinion? Do you like the over?
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. There's the goalie soap opera thing out here. It's flying so under the radar. Leonard's been day to day for a month. Fleury's this will be his 11th game in a row. All right. There's no way in God's green earth there should be an investigation. And we're still waiting to see actually who's starting the game tonight. But if Fleury starts the Friday night game, they've got to come back with Oscar Dance. You can't run Fleury into the ground.
Exactly.
All right. Now, here's the thing. I would assume that Fleury plays the Friday night game, give him the extra day's rest, because coming up, 2 games in Minnesota, 2 games against St. Louis. Losing 2 points, there's 4-point games, Cam. Well, a 4-point game with San Jose don't mean a hill of beans.
Exactly.
For Vegas, a 4-point game against Minnesota and St. Louis does. So I think you've got to get the Oscar Dance side, who hasn't played an NHL game in God knows how long. I would probably, if Dansk is going, I don't know how you do anything other than the over.
I agree with the over. Maybe in San Jose, too. We'll see how the first game goes. I just have a feeling like San Jose is going to trip up Vegas in one of these games. I'm not sure which one it's going to be, but yeah, let's keep an eye on that. So good point, Brian. For everybody out there, double check the goalie situations, because that could totally change a bet.
What do you think? You want to take a quick peek at Sunday?
Oh, my God. It's Buffalo and the Islanders again, and it's the first game off the board. Just put a bullet in me, man.
Well,
Islanders. Is Buffalo going to win a game?
Way to go out on a limb there, Dad.
No, but honestly, we're doing this show. It's it's hard to do stuff even 2 games ahead. I look at lines, I look at line movement. We should be doing a damn daily if we had the time, but we don't. So
they're not worthy of discussion.
No, they're not.
Pass. Tampa, Chicago. When we're taping this, the first game, the Blackhawks had a 2-0 lead. Lightning tied it early in the third. Win with a millisecond left in overtime. So Chicago got a point out of the first game. The other game is 2-2 going to the third. Chicago's playing these guys tough.
They are, and I like Chicago. It was actually funny, Brian. We hit the live betting on the show and my in-game bet when they were down, and the Chicago plus 1.5 came in with the parlays. So we absolutely crushed that game. I will tell you this, though. If Tampa Bay finds a way to lose to Chicago, there'll be parlay material the next game. I got a feeling Cooper's going, listen, guys, these are 2 close games against the Blackhawks. Let's get real. This could be a good spot for Tampa Bay to crush these guys.
It should be.
But
should be a great game. I wonder if you go with the double revenge angle
for Carolina or Florida.
Carolina. Carolina won both games in Florida recently, 4-3 in a shootout, 3-2 in overtime. I wonder if Florida's got a stone in their shoe and they're the way to go.
I agree. Here's the thing, though. I look at Florida's schedule. Carolina, are they getting a little more time off? I'm kind of looking at them going, they've got a few days off while Florida has to deal with Nashville and then come back.
Florida missed all those games because of other teams' problems.
Exactly. But Florida hates there's actually a hate on, so they can run on adrenaline. You give me plus 110 with the Cats. And let's remember something, Brian. That last game that they played, Florida dominated. Carolina got lucky to win. Give me the Panthers. Wow.
Oh, hey, here's one for you.
What?
Boston beat the hell out of the Caps.
Yep. I like the Capitals over Philly. You don't even have to tell any more.
Well, I was going to say, Boston's home to Jersey, for starters. I'm not stepping in. I'd go under. I'll go Boston, Jersey under. That's the only thing I could imagine. I'll go under 5.5. Then the Washington-Philly game. But Washington's coming off a beatdown to the Bruins on a Friday night, so the Flyers might be in a bad spot here.
I agree. I think Boston beat them 5-1. I think Washington comes in and just kicks the crap out of Philadelphia. I'm really not that impressed with Philadelphia, so give me Washington.
Rangers, Pittsburgh on Sunday.
Oh, God. These games are tough. It's just the same games all the time. It's driving me nuts. It's hard.
I am just so...
It's hard now, man, because everything just bleeds into everything. It's like...
You know what, though? I mean, honestly, Pittsburgh 12-9-1. I'm just so indifferent to how they are.
I like the Rangers.
I kind of like the Rangers
if we
myself.
Here's the thing for everybody. If we take Florida, Washington, and the Rangers, 2 of those dogs I think are going to win. And they're all put plus 110, plus 110, plus 108, whatever. Might get plus 115 by game time. Dog, give me the Rangers. And Brian, I am going to tell you one right now in the next game. The Dallas Stars are going to kick the living. If they can't beat Nashville at almost a pick and price, Nashville sucks.
Klein?
I'll take Dallas, and I don't even want to do. No, they don't score a lot, so I'll take them in regulation and parlays, but it's only minus 120. This is a get right team. Dallas has always played Nashville really tough as well. I think Dallas can win this. I see Dallas winning this game 4-1. I like Dallas.
Here's the get out game, and we're done. But I would just say this to you, buddy. Ottawa's at Calgary. Ottawa's sitting there. Let me make sure. Ottawa does not play. So Ottawa is going to be sitting in Calgary while Calgary's in Edmonton.
Perfect.
The Battle of Alberta. And now, unless the game's a dud, but say let down, they got to fly home. Ottawa's getting a good night's sleep while Calgary's flying home. I mean, that would normally point you at Ottawa, would it not?
Yeah, I'm on Ottawa in this spot. It's funny. Ottawa murdered them 2 of the games, and Calgary's murdered them. So the last 4, 2-2. You got to take the dog. It's too much of a price with Ottawa. It's a good situational play for Ottawa. If you don't like them, the plus 1.5 will be not even very much juice. You can find a dance partner, but I think Ottawa is well worthy of a sprinkle. Or another thing I like to do with these dogs, Brian, is plus 1/2 in regulation, and when they're plus 170 on the money line, no juice, game goes to overtime, you're a winner. You don't have to lay anything.
Giddy up. It's your bonus weekend edition of the Hockey Betting Podcast. Don't forget, check out the website, thehockeybettingpodcast.ca. All the books are there with the introductory offers. Our friends at sportsinteraction.com. Use the sportsinteraction.com/hipcheck and you get in there, and they're going to give you a bonus up to $125 when you sign up. So, hey, 100% up to $125. Can't beat that with a stick, kid.
No, you can't. I'll tell you another thing about that book. They're very good for underdogs, too. Some of the books, they got the plus 105s. They're usually around the plus 112s and stuff. So if you like underdogs, that's your book.
Rough. All right, put a lid on it. Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. Hey, we hope you like what you're hearing. And if you do, hit the subscribe button and give us a review, give us a rating. Most importantly, enjoy the hockey and keep coming back to the Hockey Betting Podcast.
The handicapping and sports odds information contained on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm the wagering regulations in your jurisdiction, as they vary from state to state, province to province, and country to country. Using this information to contravene any law or statute is prohibited. The podcast is not associated with, nor is it endorsed by any professional or collegiate league, association, or team. This podcast does not target and is not intended for an audience under the age of 18. If you think that you have a gambling addiction, stop this podcast now and please seek help.
Gambling and betting on sports is a form of entertainment and should be about having a good time. But when done excessively, it may negatively affect other areas of a person's life, such as their physical and mental health, school or work performance, finances, and or interpersonal relationships. At the Hockey Betting Podcast, we're concerned about the addiction that gambling may cause, and for this reason, we encourage everyone to practice responsible gambling, an approach to gambling that helps you ensure that it remains an enjoyable activity. Here are the main principles of responsible gambling. Don't think of gambling as a way to make money. Always gamble with money that you can afford to lose. Set limits and stick to them. Never chase losses. Don't gamble when you're depressed or upset, and create a healthy balance. Always be aware of how much time you spend gambling or thinking about gambling. And do not allow gambling to cause you to miss out on time with family and friends or time spent on other activities you enjoy. By following these guidelines, gambling can be a good time and great entertainment. If you feel at any time that your gambling is taking away from important areas of your life, is causing you stress or depression, or is leading to financial losses that are beyond your control, please reach out for help. Learn more at responsiblegambling.org.